Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I've been off of YouTube for a while now. I was off getting married. I was having a full Indian wedding, and if you know they're major events. There's so many days surrounding all of it, so there was so much preparation. We were in South Africa for almost 2 months. It's just kind of getting into the routine of things before feeling stressed jumping into everything. During that time, I learned a lot about weddings, and I may have mentioned this before, but we are having 2 weddings. I did tons of research this time around for hair, makeup, all things bridal glam, and I'm here to share it all with you guys. Honestly, my hope is if I can help someone out there who is a bride-to-be or looking into planning their wedding and contemplating if they should be doing their makeup and hair themselves or getting a professional. Even if you're not a bride-to-be, I'll be suggesting a lot of great products that I discovered along the way. Okay, my first tip starting out for you guys is if you are planning on using a makeup artist or professional, schedule a trial. It is your special day. You do not want to put that kind of trust in someone not knowing how they're going to apply their skills to your face. So when I was in South Africa, obviously I knew no one, so I chose a few people to go do trials with. I went in super open-minded and I did all my due diligence going into this. I brought all of my favorite makeup products. I brought my whole makeup bag so they could kind of get to know my makeup personality. I brought inspiration photos of looks that I really liked that I could imagine wearing myself on my wedding day. And also I brought photos of myself wearing makeup and how I like to look wearing makeup. So this might be kind of an unexpected thing to do, but when you're meeting this person for the first time, most likely you're going to be barefaced, a blank canvas. So if you like your makeup done in a specific way, you know what kind of styles you like, definitely show them that or explain it throughout the process so they know what you're looking for. Unfortunately, after doing all of my makeup trials, which I spent a good amount of money on, this is another thing, you are going to be paying for these services. Just know that, but it is worth the time. It's worth the investment. I don't want to say I have trust issues. Maybe I'm a bit controlling because I'm so educated in makeup, hair, my own face, my own looks, and what I like. I would just advise if you have a preference of how you want to look, definitely do a trial. This goes for hair as well. Do a trial. Do as many trials as you can so on the day of there's no surprises. You might want to save that money, but if you have the extra cash that you could do this with, do it. Do it, do it, do it. If I were to have looked at the work of these people and just go off of that, I probably would have been crying on the day of my wedding because after each trial that I did, I'm not kidding you guys, I went home and I washed my face and took a shower. It was that bad. And it didn't make sense to me because I had seen their work. Again, there's this surprise element. It's your face. You know what you want to look like. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't really care about makeup and you can put your trust in them, but it was an eye-opening experience for me. And after doing that, I just decided that at the end of the day, I just want to look like myself and I know how I feel best. I know how I think I look best. So that was a no. I scratched the makeup artist and I decided to do my makeup and my hair on my own for my wedding day. So that will lead me into sharing some suggestions and some products that I discovered that I can share with you guys that I really love. And honestly, it's nothing against these professionals. I'm sure they're great at what they do. I'm sure they have a passion for it. I had great relationships with the people that I went to go visit who I anticipated doing my hair and makeup, and I would have loved to have their energy around me on the day of. I would have preferred just to lay back, relax, have a glass of champagne, not stress that getting ready process, but I had to. I'm too much of a control freak that I had to. Another piece of advice, whether you are doing your own hair or makeup or you are using a professional, don't do anything too trendy. I know it might be tempting to fall into some of this that you see, that you love, but just remember that these photos and memories are going, well, most importantly, the photos are going to live on for a very long time. You want this look to be timeless, and you don't want to look back or have your kids look back or grandkids look back and be like, what did you do to your face? Who is that person? We want to embody who we are, just enhance your favorite features and stick with that. That also kind of brings me back to bringing your favorite products with you. Like I said, bringing your makeup bag. Stick with what you know, stick with the classics. Don't try to get too funky. If you're excited and you want to buy new products, make sure you do it well enough in advance that you can test them out, you can play around, you're not stressing. Anything that I bought and I was doing a trial for the wedding, I made sure I was giving myself minimum like a month, maybe like a few weeks, because I really wanted to be able to see how it laid, how it layered, how it lasted over time. I wanted to give it a fair trial so that I knew I absolutely loved each product and that it wasn't gonna mess with my look. And when it comes to makeup, your makeup heavily relies on your skincare routine. So the prep is just as important. Don't buy any acids or start doing anything new close to your wedding date. Just don't do it. Any procedures, anything that could disrupt your skin, irritate your skin, is just like a big question mark. You don't want to do it. So my advice is just start early. Even my husband, new husband, he was thinking about going to his dermatologist, skincare professional in South Africa. I asked him if he was going to do anything because we were about, maybe a week out from the wedding. And he said that he was going to take the advice of them. I was like, do not get Botox. Don't get fillers. Don't do it, because God forbid something happens on that day. You still have to show up. You cannot reschedule. If you look like a clown, if something goes wrong, you just don't know. So always schedule those things well in advance of your wedding date. Don't wait till the week of. Do your research, do everything you have to do, and be prepared. I was so crazy about it that literally I wouldn't even go get a facial the week of. Like, I was just not gonna take the chance. I have super sensitive skin, so I knew something could go wrong. They could use a product and I would either get a hive or break out. I just didn't know, and what I was doing was working for me, so I wasn't gonna mess with the system. Okay, on that note, I think I just kind of gave people like an overview of what to look out for, but I want to share with you guys some of the products that I found and that were really helpful for me doing my own hair and makeup, because I did so much research. I tested so many different products. I watched so many different videos, and all in all, it's super overwhelming hearing so many different opinions. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I settled on, the products that really stood out to me the most, and ones that I think are worth sharing with other people. I was so anxious because a lot of this stuff I was traveling with, obviously, because we were in a different country for the wedding, and I bring all of my makeup on the plane with me. I don't risk putting it in my checked bags. I have to make sure nothing's getting tossed around, and even with all that precaution, one of my compacts still ended up shattering. Luckily, it didn't happen until the way back, so it was fine for the day of the wedding, but one of them is destroyed that I'm about to show you. And that poor product is the Fenty Beauty Toasted Swirl Chocolate Swiller Bronze Shimmer Powder. And this stuff, I didn't really use it on my face, but more as like a body glow, bronzing kind of like body-ish makeup, just to enhance collarbones and just give you a little bit of a sparkle in places that you're showing skin. I'm going to really struggle showing this to you guys because it's that botched, but I'll do my best. She did not make the full extent of the journey, but that's okay. I will still make use of her. I really love this. It just kind of like enhances those areas that I think people might forget about or skip if they're doing it themselves, even if someone else does it, just making sure you're touching up all the visible parts. Okay, this one was a big win. This is the Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face. I did a bunch of research on which setting spray I wanted to use on the day of, because I knew I had already talked to the wedding planner. I knew exactly how much time I had between the ceremony, the reception, and I knew that I didn't have that much time for touch-ups. So I needed something that was really going to lock everything in and just give me the most out of my makeup for the day and evening. And I must say, this stuff did not disappoint. The only thing that I had to do to kind of, I don't want to say enhance it, but to protect everything, is it's a waterproof makeup setting spray, and you're not supposed to apply it directly on your mouth or your eyes. which kind of freaked me out, honestly. So I used a shield over my eyes and my mouth when I was doing this, but obviously those are still areas that I wanted to set. So I used the MAC, what is it? It's like their main, just normal setting spray. I did that within like the innermost area of my face, and then everywhere else I sealed it in with this. My only complaint about this product is that it's ultra fragranced. Like, it smells like a perfume. One of my girlfriends loved it. She was like, that smells amazing. What are you wearing? And I said, no, it's literally my setting spray. She didn't believe me. And I don't like fragrance products, so that was horrible. But aside from that, it did such a good job holding everything all day and all night. At the end of the night, I would say my makeup still looked pretty darn good. So thanks, Huda. Okay, and then reversing that, going to priming, I really relied on this stuff for almost like every event because this wedding was like a week long, basically. There was different events each day. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This stuff just helps kind of like grab on to your makeup, hold it in place, keep it from budging. And I had used this quite a bit before the wedding, so I knew I really liked it. I use it here in Dubai because it's so humid. It just kind of helps things from sliding off or shifting or drifting, you know? So this one I would definitely recommend. So foundation, I don't necessarily want to tell you guys this is the foundation that you should be using for your wedding because makeup is highly personal. It's not one size fits all, and I don't want to tell you to go buy this because it's not cheap and it might not be the best thing for you. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I think I've talked about this anytime I talk about my favorites. It is one of my favorite foundations of all time, and it does look better the longer you wear it. So all in all, knowing it was going to look great all day, all night, it was something I already knew. I knew how it worked with my products. That was a huge win. So again, coming back to doing what you know, doing what works best for you. And if you want to get something nicer for your wedding day or you want to try something new, just do it in advance. Test it out more than once. Make sure you're using it and really love it. And the great thing about living in the US, if you were in the US, because I know like more than 50% of you are, if you buy something from Sephora and you're not happy, you can return it. So just test things out, play around. I think you'll find something great. Okay, aside from a great setting powder, this I use more as like a dusting finishing powder. There's lots of layers to it, especially on a wedding day. I am a huge fan of this product. In general, I use it almost every time I do my makeup, but just to give you that kind of like bridal glow, this Glowish by Huda Beauty Luminous Press Powder is so nice. It's really subtle, but it gives you that very like luminous, soft, glowy enhancement to your skin. So that for me is a no-brainer. I use it and love it all the time. But if you guys are looking for something similar that will just kind of like dematte all the product that you're wearing on your face, this really helps just give you that like nice sparkle. I could not resist talking about this one because I had a few friends make comments about my makeup and just say it looks like skin, like it looks so natural. How do you do it? There's so many different things that go into achieving that kind of look, but one thing that I thought would be helpful for other people to eliminate that really like cakey, powdery, kind of like sitting on the surface kind of look are these puffs. This is the Laura Mercier. I don't know what it's called. I think it's just called like a makeup puff. So basically you just press this into your skin after you've applied your powder, and it really just like melts and molds things in and just gives you this beautiful airbrushed effect. So if you need an assistant, there she is. Apologies, my camera died. We had to change the whole setup to make this work, but we're back. One of my favorite products that I bought for this whole kind of like wedding trial makeup thing, once I decided that I was gonna do it on my own, is this Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Sculpting Palette. I had done a video kind of showing you guys what I had purchased from the US and I had my family bring over for me, and this was one of them. It's kind of disgusting at this point because I've played with it so much, but just to show you how beautiful it is. I can't even tell you how incredible the formula is, how creamy, how blendable, how perfect. It really just gives you that makeup artistry extra touch. If you want to take it up a notch and sculpt out the face, which is my favorite thing to do, this is for you. It's amazing, especially if you love this whole like cream makeup thing. Just setting this on top and then doing some extra touches, it's perfection. Also staying on with the kind of liquid makeup, this liquid, what would you say? It's not liquid, it's a cream blush. This is by Rare Beauty. This one I love. I've gotten so much use out of it. It's really gorgeous. I'm not sure if it wants to focus for you. It's kind of like a mauvey, purplish pink. And when I saw it in person, I didn't know how I would like it until I actually put it on my face, and it's so stunning. I got mine in the shade Encourage, but obviously if you want something else, do you. You don't have to do any of this. I'm just sharing what I got and what I loved. Another blush that I layered with this, because I feel like bridal makeup is really cool toned pinks and just like that nice pop of baby pink. I had to go back to the classics, and I just got a small one because it's not really universally me, but I knew for this occasion it's what I wanted and what I needed. It's the NARS Orgasm Blush. So I just got a small one, so I didn't have to commit to the full size, and it was perfect. It adds a little shimmer, it adds that pop of color that I was looking for, and it's just so cute. When it comes to bridal makeup, something that I learned, go big with the blush. Like, it's not really gonna pick up that much in photos, so you really have to exaggerate it, which is exactly why I wanted to do the cream and the powder blush, just to make sure I was getting that really like flushed, feminine, blushy look. And I think even looking back at photos now, it didn't look like too much at all. So I would say do more than you think you should do, and it's probably gonna come out just right. Something else that I got that I'm newly obsessed with, honestly, is kind of like a replacement. You can use it as like an everyday kind of enhancement instead of doing a full face of contour as more of a sun-kissed look, is this Guerlain. I've had a face powder from them before, but I don't know how to say it. This is the Terracotta Light in medium warm. It's just kind of like the perfect sun-kissed look. It has some bronzer, it has some blush, it has some shimmer in it. Just overall dusting it on your cheeks, your nose, your forehead, it just adds a really nice natural dust of like, I've been in the sun, even though I haven't. Another face palette, which I got prior to the wedding, but I was so in love with that it became kind of that like bridal must-have, just really love and wanted to share. This is the Dior Backstage Glow Face Palette. So beautiful. You can blend all of these together and put it on. You can use them individually as you like. I do both. I do them all blended, and then I'll kind of go in if I want a certain look, but overall just for that really beautiful bridal glow. It's really nice. So one of my instructions when I was doing these trials was that I love a sculpted face and bright eyes. I don't like dark makeup, and something to really make my eyes pop are these MAC eyeliners, and these are used on the waterline. I got one in an all white. This is fascinating. And then I also got a more like nude neutral color in NC15, and I use them all the time. For the wedding, I used the white because I really just wanted the white in my eyes to pop and be really strong, and then on like a day-to-day, I'll use the more neutral color. So I feel like most people that are into makeup know what their favorite black liquid eyeliner is, but I'm not that big into eyeliner, but I knew it was something that I wanted to wear at my wedding, and I hadn't bought one in so long because I just don't typically use them. So I did a bunch of research, and my favorite one that I ended up using is the Huda Beauty Lifeliner Quick and Easy. This one I love because the color's great. It's just like a really black, and the tip is so sharp. It doesn't leak too quickly. It's just the perfect precision black eyeliner. A very simple item, but something that just really works really well. You don't have to like fiddle with it too much. It's easy to apply, glides on nicely. Would recommend this to anyone who's looking for a black gel liner. Not gel, liquid liner to be exact. I think most people have a strong opinion about their brow products. Again, makeup's so personal. Just do what works for you. But I went in and I actually switched out the one that I usually use, and I ended up getting the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This one is just a much sharper, like more pointed, precise version of what I was using before. So this one I fell in love with. It's my new favorite now, and the color is number 2. Even though I would typically go for the lightest color, this one actually feels lighter. It's just cooler than the number 1. So this is my new go-to. It was a perfect find just in time for the wedding. And I can't mention that product without mentioning the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, because this is something I don't leave the house without putting on. It's incredible. So if you're looking for a good clear brow gel, look no further. This stuff is a rock star. Something else that I decided to end up going back to, which I did for years and years and years and then stopped, and then now I'm doing it again. Initially just for the wedding, but then as soon as I found someone who could do it, I was hooked all over again. I got the eyelash extensions put back on. After all this time of trying to nail like the mascara game and just going back into my natural state, I had a taste of it, and you know, once you do false eyelashes, it's really hard to go back. And I'm not like a strip girl. I don't do eyelash strips. I don't like it. I don't like putting them on. I don't think I've actually ever worn them out, but I love going and get my lashes done. So that was one thing I did for the wedding, so I didn't have to worry about smearing or that not being perfect. That was done by someone else. And honestly, for an event such as your wedding, it's such a special thing to have them. Just make sure you, again, do a trial, which I did. I found someone, I want to say a few months before I took a trip to South Africa and I was doing my trials. That's when I discovered the lady there, and then I came back to Dubai. I continued having them done, and then when I went back to South Africa, I had already found the lady who was going to do them for the wedding, and I was able to even have like my in-laws and my family go visit her to get theirs done as well. It's just such a special like final touch. It just really completes a look. So if you can afford to do it, if it's something that you've been wanting to do, now's definitely the time. One final thing I'm going to share with you guys, which again, all these things are super personal, but something fun, is bridal perfume. It took me a while. I was just kind of deciding between a few within my own collection, which one I wanted to use for the wedding. But as we got closer, literally like 2 days before, I had a moment where I knew exactly what I wanted to get, and I had to have it. So I had my family run out and go pick it up for me, and I'm so happy I did. It's something I wanted for a while and I just hadn't bought it, and I'm glad I didn't, because I got to save it for a special occasion, and now anytime I smell it, all I think about is our wedding and just, I don't know, something special and really nice to do. So if you get to pick your own kind of bridal perfume, I highly recommend it, just because, you know, the nostalgia of like scents and like sensories bring back these special memories. So I'll share with you guys what I got. I did the Dawson perfume by Diptyque. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how you're going to, because we can all spell it, but I can't hear what you're gonna say. So I guess it's Diptyque. I think this was actually, I want to say it's a limited edition version. I could be wrong. They might be extending and introducing this. This was the natural one, Eau de Parfum, and it was perfection. I love it anytime I smell it now. Oh my God. It's so elegant, so clean, feminine, but refined. Love. I literally finished filming and I forgot to mention a product And I would have kicked myself if I put this up without sharing this bit with you guys, because it's that transformative. I've talked about this before, I'm pretty sure I have, but it's so good. This is the Color Wow. I almost said Dream Coat because I'm so used to saying Dream Coat because I use Dream Coat so much. The Color Wow Raise the Root. This is a thickening and lifting spray. When I say every time I went for a hair trial, each person asked if I'd be open to doing hair extensions. Not to lengthen, but to fill out and give my hair more volume. And I looked at them each time like, we've talked about the fact that I want to be as natural as possible. I want to look like myself. I don't like hair extensions. Like, no hate to anyone who uses them. I just didn't want to do it. And I told them I don't have any product in my hair right now. So let me just tell you, this stuff gives your hair so much volume. It makes your hair so thick. I had one of my girlfriends use this as well. She was like my maid of honor, Acton sister for the Indian wedding. And I used it on her and she couldn't believe it because she has the same hair I do. Like, very fine. We have a lot of hair, but it's just really fine and lays really flat, and it just gives it so much va-va-voom that it's really all you need. So if you have fine hair or you just want more volume, even if you're doing a blowout, if you're doing curls, no matter what look you're doing, it just gives that extra definition to your hair. It's amazing. Definitely use it when your hair is wet and then blow dry and style afterwards, and you'll be like a new woman, basically. Other than that, for hair, I just recommend, obviously good hair treatment in the shower, shampoos, conditioners. I like to use the K18. Also, a good hairspray for styling. I'm like a L'Oreal L-Net girl through and through, have been for years. A texturizing spray, I like Oribe, and then like a hair oil or serum for your ends if you need. I have been using Kevin Murphy, the one in the purple bottle, or Moroccan oil, the light version, which is better for fine hair, just to name a few. But out of all of those, also, if you're someone who uses, like, I don't want to say anti-dandruff because it doesn't have a good enough name. But if you use any special shampoos and you're going on a destination wedding, don't forget to pack them, because most likely the country you're going to, just assume they don't sell it. I made that mistake. And I only have one product that works for me. It's Nizoral, and I didn't pack any. And it was a nightmare. So yeah. So if you're doing your hair yourself, obviously don't do anything too crazy. Just do something simple you know how to master, and you'll be good to go. I just did like simple loose curls. I was super happy with the way it looked. I'm trying to think if I have any more advice for you. Honestly, I'll probably be back and do a recap because round 2 is coming next year. And I'm probably gonna end up doing the same thing, doing more trials back in the US, trying to find someone I can trust and really love and have do my makeup and hair. But who knows, I might end up just doing it again myself. I'll keep you posted. If you have any questions or anything for me or anything that you want to see, I guess, I might do like a wedding bridal makeup trial of how I did my makeup for you guys. I'm still waiting to get all the photos and videos back from the professionals. I can't wait to see everything. All right, you guys, that wraps it up for me. I hope you took some helpful bits from this video or found some new products that you're inspired to try. If you did enjoy watching, make sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.